You flee them. These past phantoms and the madness that crawls inside. Griffer can help you venture down to where you daren't go yourself and lay bare your true promise. You have grown into a violent thing. A man of solitude drifting across these sands, fearing those who make you feel human. You know nothing of me. I know what you seek.
With Mad Max Fury Road coming out, the Mad Max hype is high. Helping to keep the hype train going is the team over at Avalanche Studios making their own take on the Mad Max universe. That's right, even though it has similarities to the film, the recent game should not be compared to the recent film or the Mel Gibson films, as the game's inspirations were taken from the Mad Max universe and not the films. This is C&NOnline for a Mad Max review.
Survive. People can bring you the solace you so desperately desire.
War boys have been sighted, prepping most likely for an assault on our beloved ship.
You wish to know more about yourself? More about the man you've become? But this is a very different world, my friend.
You tell me, son.
Tell you what?
Tell me why I shouldn't land a slug right between your eyes.
The game sees Max's journey take an unexpected turn when a group of war boys run by the warlord Scarborough Scrotus, psychotic son of Immortan Joe, run him off the road. Robbing Max of everything valuable to him, he must traverse the wasteland in search of his prized interceptor. Then, he comes across a hunchback by the name of Chumbucket, who is hellbent on making the perfect vehicle, the Magnum Opus. Given hope to obtain his vengeance on Scrotus, the two form an odd partnership and set out in search for food, water, allies, upgrades, and redemption in a world devoid of sanity. The game is a third-person action-adventure set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, which features terrain such as canyons, caves, and obviously deserts. You control Max Rokotansky, the big man himself, who traversed through the wasteland looking for your car, the Interceptor, whilst at the same time building the legendary Magnum Opus. The gameplay is predominantly vehicle-based, getting you to travel the vast wasteland at high speeds. This leads to Max engaging in awesome vehicular combat, though don't fret, there is a good chunk of on-foot combat and exploration goodness. The wasteland is full of things to do, whether it be storyline missions or wasteland missions, which are side quests that allies get you to do for them. The side quests are just as good as the story missions, and by doing them you'll get rewards and upgrades for yourself and the Magnum Opus. The fun does not stop there though. Your allies have territories which are sadly overrun with Scrotus' allies. As you can guess, it falls to you to go and liberate these lands by getting rid of enemy camps, scarecrows, snipers, and even minefields. A few of the territories have convoys that you have to take down, and if you manage to take down a convoy, not only does it lower the amount of Scrotus' allies, you'll also get a hood ornament for your car. While taking over camps, it will have you complete an objective, so that your allies will be able to claim it for themselves. Winning camps, there'll be insignias you can destroy, as well as scrap and history relics to collect, though these goodies are all optional. It's best to collect everything while in a camp, this way you won't need to come back at a later date. Now once you complete a camp, it becomes your allies, and is no longer a threat in the area. Certain camps will have what they call a top dog, which you'll have to defeat. These are like little bosses scattered throughout the wasteland, and their camps are more like fortresses. Killing top dogs will give unlocks for new paint jobs from the Magnum Opus, as well as reduce the influence level of that territory massively down.
Scavenger locations are scattered throughout the land, containing collectibles, whether it be a piece of scrap or a project part for your ally stronghold. Doing this will make it a lot easier to get scrap so you can buy upgrades, as well as find food and water so that you can heal yourself or store water. You will also probably find fuel as well, which is always a big bonus. There are also encounters you can come across as well. These are wastelanders like yourself. If you speak to them, they'll either give you loot or tell you valuable information about the wasteland. It's always worth seeking these people out and speaking to them. You will also come across other wastelanders who need your help. You don't get a reward for helping them out, but it will give you a huge sense of pride. When in the territory, the first thing that is worth doing is finding the vantage outposts. These are hot air balloons that when you get in them allow the player to scout the surrounding area and see all the local points of interest. There are also things called death runs, which allow the player to race cars in the wasteland. There are two different types of races, Barrel Dash and Opus Wars. For those people who are asking, barrel dash is where the player has to destroy a barrel at every checkpoint and then cross the line. The aim is to reach the finish line before the other drivers, though it has to be before the bomb under your vehicle explodes. This is where the fast cars come in handy. Opus Wars, on the other hand, is where you build your own unique magnum opus and race it against you and your friends' times to get the high score. Influent allies in the game have strongholds. Here you can store your car and when at a high enough level, replenish ammo and other bonuses. You will need to complete the various projects for these strongholds before you can get these perks from them. We advise doing so as the extra income of scrap and ammo comes in handy as you progress through the game. Of course, it wouldn't be a post-apocalyptic wasteland without an odd storm, would it? That's right, while you're going around the wasteland, make sure to watch out for them freak storms, as if you are caught up in one, you'll struggle to survive. With a huge wind and lightning, it does massive damage not only to Max, but the magnum opus. Generally, it is best to seek shelter during these storms, though once you're kitted out, it is worth staying in the big storms. Boxes of scrap are flying around, and using your harpoon you can grapple onto them and claim them as your own. Make sure while you are in the wasteland you are looking out for them collectibles. These are obtainable vehicles, history relics, camps and hood ornaments. The good thing about the game as well is its BIOS tab in the menu. This gets filled with useful information and gives you information on all the people you come across in the wasteland. You can find out a lot about the various wastelanders as well as the wasteland itself.
While playing, you'll find pieces of scrap laying around which can be used to upgrade Max. As you progress through the story, you'll unlock better upgrades for him, allowing you to take more hits but also deal stronger ones. To name a few of the upgrades, you'll have skills which increase Max's arsenal of combat moves, handy when not in the magnum opus, tools which you can buy that will benefit your survival across the wasteland, as well as much more, though we don't want to list them all here. You're also able to customise the look of Max, though this is pretty limited. You see, as you progress through the game, you'll level up. Your level up can be found in the Legend tab, alongside the various abilities that can be upgraded. To upgrade these abilities, you'll need to complete challenges, and upon completing these, you'll earn what they call Griffer tokens. So, what are Griffer tokens, you might be asking? On your travels, you will come across a mysterious character named Griffer, and he'll appear randomly on the map, and when he does, it's best to go see him. Not only does he level your stats up, but he's also a pretty unique and interesting character in the story.
The main chunk of the game, of course, is the magnum opus, which is your main vehicle of choice due to the variety of weapons and buffs that will aid you in the wasteland. In the magnum opus, you are joined by your trusty mechanic, Chumbucket. If the car gets damaged, you can tell him to fix the car for you so that it will work again, though sadly this only happens if the car is stationary, so getting to a safe location would be best. Not only does Chumbucket repair your car though, he also helps fire weapons that you can attach to the magnum opus. These weapons are the Harpoon and the Thunderpoon, which are used by Chumbucket while driving around. You can target various vehicles or objects and have him blow them up, or harpoon cars or gates to destroy them. The side burners are flamethrowers that while in use will drain your fuel, so use this particular weapon wisely as fuel is hard to come by. The last weapon is the sniper rifle, which sadly can only be used while in the car. It can be used to take out enemies from afar or tactically evaluate the surrounding area such as strongholds. You can get Chumbucket to drive slowly while using the sniper, allowing you to get better shots off on your targets. The magnum opus can also have other upgrades performed, such as different engines that will make the car go faster, or various bits of armor and spikes so that the car has better defense. You can also add things like ramming grills and rim spikes, allowing you to take down other vehicles with ease. The magnum opus has a choice of 5 different shells for the car, that when obtained can be changed at any time without any confusion or effort. Not only that, but the car is your own personal war machine, allowing you to find a style that suits you and use it as a force to be reckoned with on the wasteland.
Though the magnum opus isn't the only vehicle Max can drive in the game. The other vehicles in game can be driven if you can get your hands on them. And if you manage to get your hands on one, the best thing to do would be take it back to one of your ally strongholds, so that it stores the vehicle for future use. These cars however cannot be upgraded and you will use them as they are. The other sets of vehicles are called Archangels. These are cars you can obtain by meeting certain requirements, and once you've constructed or got your hands on one, they can be accessed at your leisure. For an example, there is one Archangel called the Speed Demon, and because of its fast nature, you could use this car to get around the wasteland quicker or even in the various death runs. Though you might be thinking, what's the need for other vehicles when you have the magnum opus? Well, we're here to tell you. If you have one of the enemy vehicles and you're driving around in their territory, you'll not be noticed, because you'll be blending in. This is good because it allows you to scout the wasteland and collect various scraps and parts without the hassle of war parties roaming around and starting to harass you. Now the main storyline for the game isn't that long, though what does lengthen the gameplay is the amount of exploration and side quests that are offered. Whether helping out your allies, liberating the territories, or racing around the wasteland, the game is packed with so much to do and it makes for one hell of a game.
There is also a camera mode built into the game, where the player can take pictures of their gameplay, so that they can save epic action shots or just pictures of them chilling in the wasteland. If that's not enough for you, why not have a go at filming your own gameplay? Perhaps you could even make your own Mad Max cutscenes. With a built-in video editor, all this and more is possible. And also, if you have a second controller, you are even able to get your friend or a family member to help you get those perfect camera angles of your gameplay to make it look just that more stunning. Now for the positives and negatives. Positives: graphically amazing, good voice acting, packed with so much to do. It is everything a Mad Max fan could ask for in a game. Maybe you're not a Mad Max fan, well you will be after playing this game. And also, first-hand experience of what it would be like to live in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. The only real negative we had over at C&N was that some of the mechanics felt like they were missing, such as a handbrake for the cars.
Being such a well-known series, the game had a lot to live up to, and it definitely met that challenge. If you take the game as it's meant to be, which is a standalone story, then you'll enjoy every minute of it. With a huge map that is jam-packed full of stuff to do, and the fluent gameplay that Avalanche Studios have crafted between vehicle and hand-to-hand combat is just breathtaking. You'll love the massive car battles you're able to experience, as well as the epic brawls. We're safely saying that Mad Max could be a contender for Game of the Year. For these reasons, we're giving Mad Max a full C&N score of 5 out of 5.
Thanks for watching guys, leave your comments down below. We'd love to hear what you guys think of the game and are happy to answer any questions you might have. This is C&NOnline signing out.
And those who stand in my way. My name is Max.
Someone to tell me, answer if you can. I want someone to tell me, what is the soul of a man? I've traveled different countries, traveled in furthest land. I haven't found one to tell me, what is the soul of a man?